Baker. It's a fine line to get that engine just working right.
But he is falling back into the clutches, no question of that, of Sterling Marlin in 7th position. There's the 72, that's Bound, and we're told right now that Chuck Bound is on the bubble. He's been here before to try to qualify for the 500. Here's Dave Despain. Got trouble in turn number 4. Car slamming into the wall. It looks like Brett Bodine. Brett Bodine's car out of control up in turn number 4.
Boy, he hit that inside wall very hard, Ken. That's the Kenny Bernstein entry. And you can see the wet grass that he slid back across. But he had already made the impact on the inside. Now they'll race back to the start-finish line. We see Earnhardt going into turn 3. Of course, the spotters and the NASCAR officials have told them where the trouble is, and there is running room on the outside of them, of Brett Bodine's car. But now they're slowing down. They will not race back to the flag. They're just going to slow down here.
Somebody's trying to race to the flag.
Yeah, that's a car trying to get a lap back, isn't it?
Indeed it is. Phil Parsons getting a lap back as they come to the line. Brett Bodine's Buick lies destroyed just at the top of the tri-oval.
Here's how it happened. The yellow car, Bobby Hamilton, just barely touches Brett Bodine, sends him out of control into the outside retaining wall, and then he hits hard on the inside retaining wall and then slams back out towards the racetrack.
There we see him coming off the wall. It looked at one stage as if he might stay stuck to that wall. The rear of the car touched, then the front, but it was not to be, bounced off, then slides across this asphalt, losing speed, but still, as you say, hit that wall very, very hard. Luckily for him, that wall's about 100 feet further back from the track than it used to be.
Scrubbed off some speed on the outside wall. He had moved from 24th up to 11th position. Let's look again at regular speed at what happened to Brett Bodine in the Kenny Bernstein number 26. What's it like to tag a wall at this speed?
Well, I'll tell you, it hurts, Ken. He had no control of the car. The steering was already out after he hit the first wall on the outside, and then his brakes would have been gone too. He almost slid back into the traffic of the oncoming cars.
Jeff Bodine, his brother, coming around the car. He was on the headset apparently because he was giving a signal okay as he came out there. We'll be back with more from Daytona following these messages. At Daytona, still attempting to extricate Brett Bodine from his crashed car in this 125-mile qualifying race, using the jaws of life here to cut right through those roll bars. Look again at what happened.
He was already out of control. He and the yellow car had already touched Brett Bodine. It looked like, as David said, he might stay on the outside wall, but that was not to be. David, he's got to be pressing on those brakes.
Well, I tell you, he's going to have cramp in his right calf muscle for about a month as he tries to snap that brake pedal off, but to no avail as he slams into that wall after careening across that asphalt, bounces back onto the grass verge, and as you said earlier, very nearly back into the traffic.
4th appearance, attempting to qualify for the 500 for Brett Bodine. And here he comes out. They have a neck brace already on, and he's going to walk away from this one. Albeit a little wobbly, he's up and headed for the field hospital for a checkout. There's his brother, Jeff Bodine, with Brett Bodine, getting away from what looked to be a nasty one here. Seems to be all right.
A precautionary measure with the neck brace. I'll bet we'll see him in the Daytona 500.
Waving to the crowd as he climbs into the ambulance, Brett Bodine. The top 15, if they were to stop the race right now, be qualifiers for the 500. There you see Wallace back in 5th, and Baker is in 10th. And 15th, the man on the bubble, Gary Ballou.